Hello. Welcome to Love Out Loud with First Baptist Church in Jacksonville. My name is Caleb, and I want to talk a bit about the second greatest commandment. In Matthew 22 and Mark 12, Jesus is preaching and answering questions. Some of them were traps. When he's asked what the first or greatest commandment is, quoting from Mark, and Jesus answered him, "The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these." In Matthew, the quote follows up with, "On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Jesus wants us to love and care for each other. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen much of that in the news in a long time. And I know sensationalism sells, so it's hard to find, but so many of the voices I hear and the things I see are people sowing division and using otherisms to either elevate themselves or to put others down, or both. People professing to be churchgoers and Christians are doing this, and this does not fill either of the two of these greatest commandments. But instead of talking about who's doing what wrong for a minute, I want to focus on who's being affected, who's being left behind by this. Years ago, I read something by an author online about how he was brought up in church and had since left it and left those beliefs behind. I was young at the time, and it was the first time I had seen or read something like that on a personal level. I remember being sad and wondering what bad experience he must have had to have that effect on him. Fast forward to now, and I see and hear it a lot. And not just people who've left churches or Christian faith, but people who don't want to come near it to begin with. And if you want to know what I think it is, I think too many of us have forgotten this commandment. Not all, obviously. I'm not saying everybody's doing this wrong, but certainly the loudest voices in the room don't seem to be showing love to their neighbor. If we aren't showing a Christ-like love to our neighbor, then they won't see it. And in today's world, with the internet and all the far-reaching tools available, everyone is our neighbor. The whole population of the world is our neighbors. And it can be very tempting to focus on the side of Jesus that was flipping tables of the money changers in the temple. It can feel gratifying when someone gets punished, and you may think it'll feel good to have some part in giving someone what you may feel they have coming to them. But God didn't call us to judge or to enact vengeance on his behalf. He says judgment is his, not ours. He called us to show the world his light and his love. And if we take part in arguing with or demeaning others, then we're letting God down. We're not following either commandment, and we're leaving people behind. We need to show our neighbors, show the world that we are capable of love and that God loves them. Arguments, hate, and dissension, they don't save souls. God's love and forgiveness do. Arguments, hate, and dissension are the bug in the way people act and behave, not the feature of Christianity. The feature and the foundation of the kind of service God has called us to is love. Love for God and love for each other. Thank you for listening, and please remember as you go through each day to love. And you can join us at First Baptist Church in Jacksonville on Facebook, where we share these devotionals and our regular Sunday services. Thank you for listening. Love on, and God bless.